Happy Monday, children. I'm so excited to see that you're back. Today we are going to read a story. It is called Where the Wild Things Are. Now, this is actually a movie as well. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it has been turned into a movie. I haven't seen it before, but if we were in school, I would probably read the book, and then we would watch the movie, and then we would compare and contrast the two. So maybe you guys can do that with your families. That sounds really cool, right? So this is by Story and Pictures by Maurice Sendak. So if he did the pictures and he wrote the story, what does that mean? Think about it. If he did the stories, wrote the words for the story and drew the pictures, what does that mean? What would he be? Right, he would be both the author and the illustrator. So let's go. Let's see what happens. The night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind. There's Max. Looks like he's making mischief. And another. Looks like he's chasing a doggy. His mother called him Wild Thing, and Max said, "I'll eat you up." So he was sent to bed without eating anything. Aw, Max is sent to bed without eating anything. So what's the setting in the story? Where does the whole story take place? Does it take place outside or inside? Looks like inside. So the setting would be inside. Is that probably where he lives? What do you think? That very night in Max's room, a forest grew. A forest? A forest is growing in his room? Can that happen? Let's see. And grew. Oh, the forest is getting bigger. You can barely even see his bed anymore. And grew until his ceiling hung with vines and the walls became the world all around. Whoa, look at how big that forest is. I can't even see the bed anymore, can you? I don't see the bed. Still see the moon. And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, and he sailed off through night and day. So he's sailing away. Sailing in his sailboat. And in and out of weeks and almost over a year to where the wild things are. So his mom called him a wild thing, and now he's going to go see all of the wild things. Do you think that looks like a wild thing? Big creature. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. You see their terrible claws and their teeth? There's Max. Do you think he's going to get off the boat to see the wild things? I don't know if I would. They look a little scary. Max said, "Be still," and tamed them with the magic trick of staring into all their yellow eyes without blinking once, and they were frightened and called him the most wild thing of all. So he stares at them, and now they are afraid of him. So I guess all you have to do is stare at them in their eyes, and it'll scare them. And made him king of all wild things. So now he's the king. See his crown? He has a little scepter. And now, cried Max, let the wild rumpus start. Rumpus. What do you think a rumpus is going to be? What do you think that is? I think we might find out. Ooh, look. Looks like they're doing something. What does it look like they're doing? What do you think? It looks like a rumpus to me. Oh, here they are again. Looks like they're maybe hanging in the branches of the trees. Looks like more of a rumpus to me. All kinds of rumpus. Here's some more rumpus. So what do you think a rumpus is now that you've seen these pictures? What do you think it is? Now stop, Max said, and sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. Didn't Max go to bed without his supper earlier? And Max, the king of all wild things, was lonely and wanted to be where someone loved him best of all. Where do you think someone loves him best of all? What do you think? Then all around from far away across the world, he smelled good things to eat, so he gave up being king of where the wild things are. So he smells something good to eat. So where's he going to go? Where do you think? But the wild things cried, "Oh, please don't go. We'll eat you up. We love you so." And Max said, "No." The wild things roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. But Max stepped into his private boat and waved goodbye. Where's Max going? Didn't we hear about their terrible roars and gnashing their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws? Didn't we read that before? Oh yeah, it was at the beginning. So why would they put that here and at the beginning of the story? What do you think? What do you think? And sailed back over a year and in and out of weeks and through a day. Where's he sailing to? Remember these from the beginning? Where were they at the beginning of the story? And into the night of his very own room, where he found his supper waiting for him. So he came back and now he has supper. So what do you think happened? Did his mom bring him supper? I think so. I think she brought him some supper. And it was still hot. But how was it hot a year later? How do you think? Do you think he even left his room during this? What do you think? Talk to the people that you're with. See if you guys can figure it out. Bye, everybody. Have a good Monday.